The calm before the storm never lasts long in Port Charles. And this week, General Hospital fans are in for a jaw-dropping twist that rewrites everything Willow Tate thought she knew about her past. 4 months, Willow, Caitlin McMullen, has been walking on fragile ground, balancing motherhood, her nursing career, and the ongoing tension between Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrous, and Carly Spencer, Laura Wright. She's fought cancer, faced near-death, and even learned that the woman she despised most, Nina, is actually her biological mother. But fate isn't finished with Willow yet. When she least expects it, an anonymous letter arrives at the Quartermaine mansion. The handwriting is shaky, the paper aged, but the words cut through her heart like glass. You deserve to know the truth. You've already met your mother. It's time to meet your father. The return address? Pentonville Prison. At first, Willow assumes it's some cruel prank. But as days pass, she can't shake the uneasy feeling that the universe is pushing her toward one final revelation, the missing piece of her identity. When Willow shows the letter to Michael, Chad Duell, his first instinct is to protect her. Willow, you've been through hell, he says, concern etched on his face. Whatever this is, whoever this is, you don't need to go digging. We have our life. Our kids. Don't let someone tear you apart again. But Willow can't ignore it. She's always believed her father was just a shadow, a nameless man Harmony, Inga Cadranel, never spoke about. Now that Harmony is gone, this might be her only chance to know the truth. She turns to Carly for advice, and Carly, ever the realist, gives her a mix of caution and compassion. I know what it's like to want answers, Carly admits. But you have to be ready. The truth can destroy just as much as it heals. Whoever this man is, he's in Pentonville. That means his past is dangerous. You sure you're ready for that? Willow hesitates. But she's not the same fragile woman she once was. She's a survivor. And she's ready to face whatever comes next. A few days later, Willow finds herself standing outside Pentonville's visiting room, her hands trembling. The echo of slamming cell doors reverberates down the hall, and a sense of dread fills her chest. When the guard leads her inside, she's not prepared for what she sees. A man sits across the glass partition, middle-aged, rugged, but with eyes that mirror her own. There's something familiar about his posture, his quiet intensity. He lifts his gaze and gives a small, almost broken smile. You came, he whispers. I wasn't sure you would. Willow's throat tightens. Who are you? He leans forward. My name is Silas Clay. For a split second, Willow can't breathe. The name crashes through her memory like lightning. Stories from Port Charles Hospital, whispers about Nina's old flame, the brilliant doctor who died under mysterious circumstances years ago. But that's impossible. Silas Clay is dead. Isn't he? The man, alive, older, and clearly haunted, explains everything in chilling detail. He was presumed dead years ago after being found lifeless in his apartment, but in reality, he'd been taken by a covert medical group that faked his death. Silas had stumbled upon something connected to a classified drug operation, one tied to Cassadine research. When he refused to cooperate, he was silenced, imprisoned, and later accused of crimes he didn't commit. I lost everything, he says quietly. Nina. My medical license. My reputation. I thought it was better if everyone believed I was gone. But there was one person I could never stop thinking about, a little girl Harmony took from me. Willow stares at him in shock. You're saying, you're my father? Silas nods. I never stopped looking. Harmony told me she was protecting you. But she lied. She wanted you under her control. And when I tried to take you back, she disappeared with you. By the time I found her again, it was too late. Tears stream down Willow's face. Her entire body trembles as the puzzle pieces start to fit. Harmony's constant running. The secrecy. The half-truths. The mysterious men who used to follow them from town to town. All this time, she wasn't protecting Willow, she was hiding her. Willow isn't one to take anything at face value, especially after everything she's endured. With Michael's support, she demands a DNA test. When the results return, there's no denying it. Silas Clay is indeed her biological father. The revelation spreads through Port Charles like wildfire. Nina is shaken to her core. How could this be? She gasps to Ava, Mora West. Silas never told me. He told me he had no other children besides Kiki. Ava's eyes narrow. Maybe he didn't know. Or maybe he knew, but Harmony made sure you never found out. Either way, Nina, Your daughter has a father now, and it's not a man who can walk free. The tension between Nina and Willow, already fragile, spirals even further. Nina wants to see Silas, to apologize, to understand. But Willow forbids it. This is my relationship, Willow snaps. You had your chance with him. You betrayed him. You don't get to rewrite history. Silas's presence inside Pentonville begins to cause waves. Other inmates recognize his name, especially one with deep Cassadine ties, Victor's old associate, Olaf. When Olaf confronts Silas in the prison yard, the conversation turns dark. You should have stayed dead, Clay, Olaf hisses. The Cassadines don't forgive loose ends. Willow doesn't know it yet, but her father's reappearance could expose one of the darkest Cassadine secrets in decades, a hidden lab beneath Windermere where Silas was once forced to experiment with genetic treatments. Back in Port Charles, Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, catches wind of Silas's re-emergence and visits him. The two share a tense but emotional reunion. I mourned you, Anna says softly. We all did. But if you're alive, you can help us uncover what Victor left behind. Silas hesitates. If I talk, they'll come after Willow. Anna promises to protect her, but deep down, she knows that nothing in this town stays hidden for long. For weeks, Willow visits Silas in prison. They talk about her childhood, her dreams, her fears. Silas shares stories about medicine, about Nina before her coma, about Kiki, the sister Willow never got to know. Each conversation brings both healing and pain. Willow confides in him about her leukemia battle, her bone marrow transplant, and how she struggled to forgive Nina. Silas listens quietly, tears forming in his eyes. I should have been there, he whispers. If I'd been free, you never would have faced that alone. Willow smiles weakly. But you're here now. That's what matters. Still, there's an unshakable shadow. The question of why Silas is still imprisoned if he was framed. When Carly learns the full story, her instincts kick in. She reaches out to Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, who's still recovering from his own brush with Pentonville. Drew, we can't let this man rot in there if he's innocent, she insists. He's Willow's father. He's Nina's ex. And if there's one thing I know, it's that Cassadine's secrets don't stay buried without a reason. Drew agrees to investigate, pulling old files from Aurora's archives and working with Sam, Kelly Monaco, to trace Silas's disappearance years ago. What they find is staggering. False death certificates, medical research signed off by Victor Cassadine, and evidence of a silent witness who might have faked the autopsy. That witness? Dr. Liesel Lebrecht. When confronted, Liesel confesses the truth. Yes, she admits, trembling. Silas was alive. Victor made me falsify the report. He said it was for the greater good. Carly can barely contain her anger. You let an innocent man rot in prison while his daughter suffered. Liesel sighs. I had no choice. Victor had Brit. He threatened her life. I regret it every day. The revelation breaks Nina completely. Her entire life has been defined by loss, her coma, losing her daughter, losing Silas, losing every chance at real happiness. And now, discovering that both her daughter and Silas are alive but broken? It's too much. She storms into Pentonville unannounced, demanding to see Silas. The guards hesitate but eventually let her through. Their reunion is electric, full of love, regret, and fury. You let me believe you are dead, Nina cries. You let me lose everything. Silas's voice trembles. I didn't have a choice. They took me, Nina. I begged them to tell you, but Victor said you'd suffer more if you knew. Nina sobs, collapsing into the chair across from him. For the first time in years, the walls between them fall. But when Willow finds out about Nina's visit, the fragile bridge between mother and daughter crumbles again. You had no right. Willow yells. He's my father, not your second chance. Nina's voice cracks. He's our family, Willow. Whether you like it or not, we're connected. Just as Drew and Anna prepare to clear Silas's name, Pentonville erupts in chaos. Olaf's men stage a riot, targeting Silas before he can testify about the Cassadine experiments. Shots ring out, alarms blare, and the prison goes into lockdown. Willow, waiting outside for visiting hours, hears the news and panics. She begs Anna for updates, but no one knows who survived. Hours later, she receives a call. It's Silas. He's escaped. I couldn't stay, he says breathlessly over the phone. They were coming for me, and for you. Meet me at the cabin near Beach's Corners. There's something you need to see before the authorities do. Michael is furious when he learns of the plan, but Willow can't turn back now. She needs answers, even if it means risking everything. At the cabin, Silas reveals a small, encrypted flash drive. Inside are decades-old Cassadine records, experiments on memory manipulation, gene therapy, and cloning. Among them is a horrifying entry labeled Project Phoenix. Willow scrolls through the files and gasps when she sees familiar names: Jason Morgan, Drew Kane, Peter August. This is how they created you both, Silas explains to Drew when he later joins them. Victor's research started with me. My medical data. My DNA. Drew stares in disbelief. You're saying you were part of the original twin project? Silas nods solemnly. Unwillingly. It's a bombshell that could shake the entire Cassadine legacy and expose the truth about decades of manipulation. But before Silas can hand the files to Anna, Orloff's men find the cabin. A gunfight ensues. Willow screams as Silas shoves her behind cover, taking a bullet meant for her. When the smoke clears, Silas lies bleeding, barely conscious. Don't let it end here, he gasps. Take the drive, tell the truth, live, Willow. For both of us. Willow sobs as she holds his hand. I just found you. You can't leave me now. Silas smiles weakly. You're stronger than you think, my daughter. And with those final words, he dies in her arms, for real this time. Weeks later, the truth about the Cassadine experiments is exposed. Anna ensures Silas's name is cleared, and his medical license is posthumously reinstated. Port Charles mourns him, again, but this time with honor. Willow, though heartbroken, finds peace. She visits his grave often, bringing flowers and reading him letters from her children. Michael supports her every step of the way, proud of her resilience. Even Nina, surprisingly, finds comfort in knowing that she and Silas left a legacy, not one of secrets and lies, but of strength and survival through Willow. On the day of Silas's memorial, Willow receives one final surprise, a letter Silas wrote before his death. My dearest Willow. Life took everything from me, my freedom, my name, my years. But finding you gave it all back. Don't let the past define you. Don't let anger chain you. You carry the best parts of both Nina and me, our fire, our compassion, and our stubborn will to live. Be proud of who you are. You are my miracle. My redemption. Love always. Dad. As she folds the letter, Willow smiles through her tears. She finally feels whole. For the first time in her life, she knows exactly who she is, and she's ready to live, truly live, for the father who fought so hard to be found. Life in Port Charles moves on, but the ripples of Silas's revelation continue to shape everyone around him. Nina starts a foundation in his name, funding medical ethics research to prevent future corruption. Carly and Drew's investigation into the Cassadine records brings more secrets to light, hinting that Project Phoenix might not be over after all. And Willow? She returns to her work at the hospital, quietly wearing her father's old stethoscope. When a new patient arrives one night, a man with amnesia and a face eerily familiar, she feels the universe stirring once again. Maybe Silas's story isn't over after all. Because in General Hospital, nothing ever truly stays buried.